Welcome back. I had some technical difficulties during the last video because I kicked the power cord loose. So here we are still on our Hours of Devastation. We have a Kenra Eternal, an Aerial Guide, Sandblast, Survivor's Encampment. Let's try to adjust this a little bit. Survivor's Encampment. Kenra Scrapper. Claim and Fame, the sorcery on, black sorcery, 1 black for a claim sorcery which reads return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. 2 and a red. Aftermath, you cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. Target creature gets +2, +0, and gains haste until end of turn. Claim and Fame. Hope Tender, Human Druid, untap target land. Exert Hope Tender, untap 2 land. When it's exerted, it won't untap during your next untap step. That was a new mechanic, I believe, during the Hours of Devastation and the block before that. Shit, what was it? Well, not the block, but the set before that. I can't remember what it was called. Saved my life right now. Champion of Wits, Naga Wizard. When Champion of Wits enters the battlefield, you may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards. Eternalize, which was another new mechanic during that set. Exile this card from the graveyard. Create a token that is a copy, except it's a 4/4 black zombie Naga Wizard with no mana cost. Eternalize only as a sorcery. So you see it comes in as a 2/1. If you eternalize it, it's a 4/4. Not really worth it though. I don't believe it's worth it. But that's my opinion. You may have some sort of janky combo or something you pull off with it. I can't think of anything off my top of my head that I would use. But yeah, if you can think of something. And that's one of the little lands that came with it. Cool little swamp. Kind of reminds, it's really cool, the blood and stuff flowing through it. It reminds me of a really gory Arabian Nights. And I feel like that's what this was a throwback to. Here's my pile of cards. Next we're going to go through Theros Beyond Death. Fairly recent. Yeah, well, recent as in last year recent. I believe it's still on standard. Aspect of the Manticore, Enchantment Aura, enchant creature. When aspect of the Manticore enters the battlefield, enchanted creature gets first strike until end of turn. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0. I'm going to not read through all the commons. You guys probably already seen these cards. Omen of the Sun. Well, I took this one out. Deny the Divine. Counter spell instant. Skull Grove Dancer, say Satyr Druid, Satyr, something like that. Omen of the Dead. Bronze Sword. Revoke Existence. Arena Trickster. So I recently did a draft of this set and I did horrible. I was absolute trash. But it's a fun set to play. A lot of everything's an enchantment, and then there's cards that straight up have enchantment denial, so I didn't realize all my creatures were enchantments, and I'm throwing down an enchantment creature, and some dude's just like, deny. I played Izzet. I thought Izzet would be good in this set, but it wasn't. And you know what? Let me not say it wasn't. I wasn't good using Izzet in this set. Storm's Wrath is our rare. Storm's Wrath deals 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, and it is 2 colorless and 2 red to cast at sorcery speed. And then there is a foil, Wings of Hubris. Equipped creature has flying, sacrifice Wings of Hubris. Equipped creature can't block this turn, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So it costs 2 to put out and 1 to equip. And then that's this set had really nice lands. They honestly remind me of some of the unset lands, but really, really pretty. Just the way they did the extended art on them reminds me of the unset. And I like the satyrs on here. Satyrs are one of my favorite mythical creatures, so I did enjoy that part of the set as well. Next we have Ravnica Allegiances. I did not draft or buy any of the Ravnica, so this is honestly my first set opening anything that's Ravnica. That's the pack. Not that I have anything against the Ravnica block. It's just I dropped out of Magic for a little bit, and that was during the time that I dropped out of it, and I got back into it right after. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. I do like the art on this card. That is Shimmer of Possibility. Let me scoot this down. Mammoth Spider. If you have arachnophobia, stay away from this dude. The good news is that the migrating drakes are no longer a problem. That is the flavor text on there. That's my favorite part is the flavor text. You two, go to the alley. You with me. Eyes on windows, balconies, and rooftops. Who knows what a fish, octopus, crab can do? Interesting. Fish, octopus, crab. I wonder what card that's a throwback to. Or nod to, or however you want to put it. It looks expensive, doesn't it? You have no idea. Horizontal block it. Rakdos Roustabout. That one has a bright future. Perfect instinct for the rhythm of mayhem. Have you seen your face? Trust me, this will be an improvement. Steeple Creeper. If Finclad cannot produce a reliable venomous Crassus, mobile in both air and water, then the Guardian Project will absorb its resources. Vanifer. Ooh, Vanifer. Exposed to daylight. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Rubble Belt Runner. The stealthier warriors of Zlist clan survive by hiding in high ground and ambushing their enemies. Other Gruul call them skulkers and cowards, but only from a safe distance. It's good. I like that flavor text. Gates Ablaze. Senate Guild Mage. See the little watermark from the set. Forbidden Spirit. And our rare is Plaza of Harmony. When Plaza of Harmony enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more gates, you gain 3 life. Add 1 colorless. Add 1 mana of any type that produce that a gate you control could produce. I don't like this because I don't like running gates, because gates kind of suck. And I think we all know that. And it comes with Rakdos skill dates. And why do gates suck? Because they come in tapped. And we got a Sylvan Brush Strider. The mournful lowing of brush striders warns of changing weather and ill winds. And we got a little spirit token, a black-white flying, or Orzhov spirit token. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, that's where names like Orzhov and Simic and all these other names come from. It's the names of the guilds in Ravnica. Next we have Zendikar Rising, which is a fairly recent set. I like Zendikar Rising. The landfall mechanic was back in it, and it was heavy. It was good. Opening this pack is not going great though. Okay, so somewhere between the last set and these sets, it flipped over to where the rares were put in the front. So I'm going to start this set off upside down so I don't go straight to the rares. Cleansing Wildfire, destroy target land. There's more stuff to it, but I'm trying to get to that rare. I just want to make sure the card's in full view. If you guys want to pause and read the card, if you guys didn't get the chance to crack open any of these sets, try to make sure you can see the cards, because I know not everybody gets to crack open the sets, and even if it's not a rare, sometimes you're like, oh, I could use that in this jank deck, or I play Pauper, I want to use that, or you know, you just want to use it because it goes with the theme of your deck, whether it be Merfolk, whether it be Spirits, whether it's a landfall deck. You know, you see a landfall card in here, and you're like, oh, I can use that. Pyroclastic Hellion. I like that card. Here we go. Here's a human cleric, Angel Heart Protector. We shall persevere. I don't know why I give half these people that voice. That's just like my generic soldier voice. Gnarlid Colony. Where mana flows, the Gnarlids follow. I'm not trying to run into a Gnarlid. A bear with antlers doesn't really interest me. I'm not trying to fuck with those dudes. Or mess with those dudes. Oops. Seagate Banneret. Core Warrior. Ardent Electromancer. Trust me, we won't need torches. Nemana Skydancer. The free cities of Nemana is a great place to recruit adventurers with shady skill sets. I don't know, I can't think of a voice to do this in. You gotta come up with an artifice or artificer voice. Naturally inquisitive and adaptable, goblins can turn their small stature to their advantage as rogues. Sorry, I can't really do a, I'm gonna work on that. I'm trying to go for a Sir David Attenborough, Britain, the UK's national treasure, as he rightfully is. Pair Tactician. If we fight as one, nothing can stand in our way, except removal. That'll stand in your way. Casual Cliffs, and see, this is the backside, because remember, this had those MDFs, model dual face cards, and then the other side is Kazul's Fury. The toll is steep, but the cliffs are steeper. Samilla, Marasa Expeditionary House. And here we have Nahiri's Lithoforming. Sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped. Or land, yeah. And then here's a nice full art land or extended art land from the set. We'll go to one of my favorite themes as a person of Islander descent, of Latino descent, rivals Ixalan, because it's a nod to our indigenous ancestors, and I really dig it. It's also got some conquistadors in there, which is also a nod to our not so nice ancestors, and they play as vampires, which is really appropriate for conquistadors. Um, I think. If you don't think that, well, you should probably go back and do some history research, because conquistadors kind of jerks. Uh, the word cannibal, if you didn't know, comes from the word Carib, which was what they called the people who lived in the Caribbean, the Caribs, and they tried to dehumanize them by using the word cannibal, and use that as a reason to use kind of like that whole manifest destiny, let the Catholic Church give them permission to take over. So a little conquistador history for you, a little Catholic Church conquistador history for you. I know this is more of a nod to Aztec culture, but it's all very similar. I really did like the dinosaur art in this set. It is awesome. And the conquistador art. I like the way they made. I mean, you see the conquistadors. You can see my ancestry in that line. I got the pointy ears. I got that little mustache and goatee going. Woodland Stream enters the battlefield tapped. Add 4 store islands to your mana pool. Countless streams flow into the 9 rivers, and the 9 rivers flow into the great river. The river heralds guard them all. I would not want to run into a charging Tuscadon. It doesn't hold grudges. It runs them down and impales them. I used to date a girl like that. I honestly used to do stuff like that. I used to headbutt things all the time. Jade Light Ranger. When Jade Light Ranger enters the battlefield, it explores. Then it explores again. Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Then put the card back, or put it into your graveyard. Then repeat the process. I like this, and I think this could go into a landfall deck or a merfolk tribal deck. I know it's not landfall, it's explorer. I mean, you could do an explorer deck too, but it kind of reminds me of the landfall abilities. And I like this island. Put it into my little land pile over here. And nice little golem. Golem. I'm going to do Ravnica Allegiance, fairly recent set. We have a Embereth Paladin, Prized Griffin. I think that's like the standard every pack card is that Prized Griffin. I don't know how prized it is. Wishful Merfolk. She yearned to walk on dry land, so she might take her vengeance there. Oh, here we got the nice little mermaid. No, it's lots of fairy tale nods in here. Fairy tale Easter eggs. 7 dwarves, the gleam of rubies, and my brothers and sisters by my side. What more could I want? Brognold the Third. This kind of is funny to me that they mention sisters, because if you know a little bit of the Tolkien lore, the Tolkien, however you say it, there's not many female dwarves, and dwarves hide most of the females to protect them, and most dwarves wouldn't know a female from a male because of the way they disguise them. So just a little dwarf history for you. This was a new little mechanic they added, adventure. It's like sorceries and instants that can be cast on the card. When you do the adventure, you put it over to the adventure pile, and then I think you bring it back, but I'm not really sure because I didn't You know, we had COVID during this set, so I don't really get to play it. I think we had COVID. I don't know. I didn't play it. I don't know when it came out. Gingerbread Cabin. They banned so many things from this set. Throne Drain was really a ban machine. Aquaria and Throne Drain, everything that's pretty much come out. Revenge of the Ravens. Sir Tasdale declared that he never wanted to see the witch Greta again. Her familiars quickly granted his request. Bog Naughty. Ooh, kinky. The fairy plucked an acorn off the ground. One night's quest was about to come to a bitter end. Kenworth's transformation. A little salty because I just bought this card the other day. Well, I bought it a little while ago, and then I don't know if they changed the rules text or I didn't understand it, but I believe it was a change, not to the actual text itself, but to the way it worked. I can't remember what it was, but it made it severely weaker than how it was played originally. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. But I did throw him in. He is going in my red commander deck. I'm building a red. Oh, sorry. Take a look at that playing set because that art is pretty. That would have been a nice card to see some extended art on because look at that. And the artist there is Howard Lyon. Howard Lyon, great job on that. That is beautiful. I mean, most of the Magic art is beautiful. Some, not so much, but I mean, it all can't be great, right? But I guess art is subjective. Let me make sure I'm okay. You see, I don't know which packs it is that when they're face up. Okay, so this is M19. This is one of the older ones. That's why we're still getting the rares in the back. Trusty Pack Beast. This is M19. Gearsmith Prodigy. I don't know which set that was originally from. If that's from Aether Revolt or I don't remember the name of the other one. I'm sorry, guys. Spark Tongue Dragon. Fools believe that Kolaghan's brood follows lightning storms. The wise know that it is the other way around. Wall of Vines. Like old jungles, the vines must fight and claw for sunlight. Once their place is secured, they grow strong and sharp and impenetrable. And if you know anything about the M19 block and you know some background on Magic, they reprinted the Elder Dragons in here. They reprinted, well, they didn't reprint them. They made, modern versions of Nicol Bolas, which they would just flip Nicol Bolas. They made Arcades, Palladium Moor, pretty much all of the original 5 Elder Dragons. And they gave them all updated abilities. Chromium could become a human. Arcades, I want to say it was Arcades who did this whole, basically, you could do all tribal with him because he made defenders assign damage according to their toughness as opposed to their strength. So that created a whole wall tribal synergy that was great. So this is our rare Dark Dweller Oracle. Sacrifice a creature, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. You still pay its cost. You can play a land this way only if you have an available land to play remaining. Eyes are unnecessary for seeing the future. and then a tap land, and I call it a tap land because it enters the battlefield tap, so nothing special. Then we got bat! Sorry guys, I know it was probably annoying, but I wanted to make the bat noise, so deal with it. Or don't. You have the power to turn this off at any time. I hope you don't. I hope you stick around. But I understand there's only so much of this you can watch. So next we're going to open Ikoria. Our set that really should have come out with this Kong movie, but they didn't release it with the Kong movie because coronavirus pushed back the release for Kong, or Kong versus Godzilla. And yeah, that's why they made all those cool Godzilla cards during this set. But yeah, we didn't. They didn't release at the same time. Oh, you know, let me check something. Let me make sure my rare isn't in front. Oh, yes, it is. Ooh, and it is a nice rare. I like the rare. We have Blood Curdle. Instant, destroy target creature. Put a menace counter on a creature you control. Fear pierces the strongest armor. I like that there is a wolf on there, because, I guess it's not a wolf. That looks like it's supposed to be Lurrus of the Dream Den. Dragon's Stinger. Lurking Deadeye. There's no roar so mighty that it can't be silenced. And these were some of the alternate art cards they made during this set. Very, very pretty. The alternate art on this set was amazing. Tomas Tezrushek? Great work. Sorry if I messed up your name, bro. Frost Links. Startling Development. Snare Tactician. Vertilit. Spontaneous Flight. Channeled Force. Fight as one. Choose one or both. Target human you control gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Target non-human creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible until end of turn. And this is 1 white. I would use this card. I would definitely use this card in a white deck. White doesn't have many items in its toolbox, so definitely usable. Migration Path. Search your library for up to 2 base land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library, and it has cycling. Kind of like a crappy Kadama's Reach, but it has cycling, so that was something good about this set. They threw a lot of cycling cards in it, so, you know, you kind of wheel through your deck. Ooh, and we have a Skycat Sovereign. I actually wanted this card, so I am happy about it. Skycat Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. Create a 1/1 white catbird creature token with flying. I'm pretty stoked about that one, actually. And then I kind of cheated and saw this card beforehand, but we also got a foil Winota Joiner of Forces. I'm more stoked about the Skycat Sovereign, but you see the foiling on there. And the art on her is it's just amazing. I love it. And then here we got our land, island. from the set. And then we got our little at card slash token. A little dinosaur token. Nobody knows what sounds dinosaurs make. Don't judge me. Next, we're going to open up Dominaria, and the last one we're going to open is that Ultimate Masters. So here's our Dominaria booster. There's Teferi being edgy. Everybody's either most loved or most hated Planeswalker, because Teferi does some nasty stuff. Every iteration of Teferi does nasty stuff. You could literally just play a deck full of Teferis and just destroy. Arcane Flight, Sergeant at Arms, Fire Elemental. The best way to learn from a book on pyromancy is to burn it. Jai Ballard. Broken Bond. Actually, when this set came out, I bought a couple packs and I got the Jai Ballard Planeswalker card, and I used it for a little bit, but I kind of stopped playing around that time because I had some major life changes going on, and recently got back into the game, and I'm very happy I did. Keldon Overseer, Deep Freeze, Sparring Construct, Howling Golem, Skizik, Slime for Stowaway. I really like this card. I like fungus cards because I like funguses in real life. As Joyra restored the Weatherlight, a mushroom growing in its hold unexpectedly became her first crew member. That's the flavor text in there. Daring Archaeologist, this is our rare. When Daring Archaeologist enters the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast a historic spell, put a 1/1 counter on Daring Archaeologist. Artifacts are legendary. Historic spells are artifacts, legendaries. Sagas are sagas are historic. So yeah, I like it. I don't like it. It's 1 white and 3 colorless for a 3/3. It'd be cooler, of course, if you could put it straight to the battlefield, because the pulse is going to be higher than the power and toughness. But I guess, that's the balancing mechanic. It seems like they only balance white mana cards these days. Because some of the other cards are just ridiculous, and then they're still putting the old power restrictions. Look at that art. Look at the art on that token. That is Seb McKinnon. Yeah, he does amazing art. And here we have our Ultimate Masters. Liliana being all treacherous as she do. Okay. So we have Shielding Plaques, Enchantment Aura, Raid Bombardment, Enchantment, Angelic Renewal, Double Cleave, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Crushing Canopy. Choose one, destroy target creature with flying, destroy target enchantment. Eel Umbra. Gurmag Angler. I dig this. I dig this card. If everything in the Gurmag swap hungers for human flesh, what bait could be more effective? Groundskeeper. Deranged Assistant. Fiery Temper, as I struggle to get the card in view. Rise from the Tides. Create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Oh, you know what? Let's read that flavor text, because that is from Ghoul Caller Gisa. Dear brother, it's sweet that you have chosen to share your toys with Ludwig, but I too found some new playmates. Ghoul Caller Gisa. Emancipation Angel. Enters the battlefield, return a permanent to its controller's hand. So see, that is 1 colorless and 2 white for a 3/3, and then it returns to your hand. I think if you're going to have something return to your hand, you still got to pay that mana cost. So I feel like it should match its converted mana cost and power and toughness, but that's just my opinion, and my opinion means nothing. You have done your best. I give you leave to rest. Dreamscape Artist, Human Spell Shaper, discard a card, sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. I like this card because it costs 2, and that ability is 3, and you put 2 lands onto the battlefield. He's mastered the art of Sleight of Land. I love that flavor text. And if you want to see the art a little better, you can see his face. And see what we got here. We got Through the Breach. You may put so this is 4 colorless and a red. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step. Splice onto Arcane. 2 colorless, 2 red. As you cast an arcane spell, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effect to that spell. So basically, you can throw this, you can piggyback this onto another spell, another arcane spell. I don't really know much about arcane spells, so I don't know what you use that with. And then we have Just the Wind is our foil. An instant, return target creature to its owner's hand, and it costs 1 colorless, 1 blue. There's nothing to worry about, is the flavor text, and the artist is Christopher Moeller. And that is it. Well, there's our token elemental. That is it. Thank you for joining me tonight, watching me drop my camera. Thank you for... I'm just going to turn this off now. Yeah, have a good night.